Jason doesn't want it to be the mixed girl tag. It was the mixed girl tag, but we're not girls. Person tag. We're just gonna ask each other questions about our mixed experience, I guess.
I've always wanted to talk about this on my channel. What better time to do it than with Kevin here, also half Asian.
On my channel, I force the issue all the time upon my viewers.
But that's how I found you. I'm glad you were putting that issue out there. We don't have that very much for us. So
true. We have to do it ourselves.
Exactly. So that's what we're doing now.
Maybe your iPad could get it.
Probably my iPad's been very
clunky.
Yeah, since I got here.
We have mixed girl tag questions. So I found it. Yeah.
Oh, you found it. Thank
But
you.
it's on Google. We have 5% of battery to do this with.
Oh gosh, okay.
But let's do it.
So first question, what are you mixed with?
You know the code?
I am half Chinese and then parts Danish, Austrian, but Norwegian. I think that the Norwegian is the largest. Like it's maybe like a quarter, and then the Danish and Austrian are eighths. Chinese and half.
Okay, that's interesting because I don't know my Caucasian half.
I get asked so much that I finally asked my dad. And
Oh, I'm gonna have to find more about my Caucasian half, but my Asian half is Korean.
You never asked your dad like what his ethnicity is?
I had before when I was younger. He gave me kind of it's probably mixed because he said he listed a bunch of stuff.
I didn't think I'd remember mine, or I couldn't until I was an adult. What ethnicity have you often been mistaken for?
It's either Chinese or Japanese, one of the two. I've never really, at least in Alabama, I've never been approached as, oh, are you Korean? It's always been Chinese or Japanese.
I think because your features don't ring as much Korean as one would think. For me, people know that I'm Asian most of the time. If I'm really tan, they might think I'm Asian, but it's rare. I guess people always ask Chinese because that's the largest population of Asians other than I think Indians that I've ever seen here. So I get Chinese, but people can't really figure out why I don't like 100% Chinese. I feel like everyone kind of says that it's a mix, but they're not sure.
I was going to say that when I look at it, you kind of, you're obviously mixed for me when I look at it, but I don't know, what do you think about me?
You look mixed. I think I can see why they say Japanese, because I think Japanese people can kind of have pointier noses.
Okay.
And then your eyelids make it seem more Chinese.
I see. Usually from Asian people, they think I'm full on Asian, but usually full Asian people will know I'm mixed. So maybe that's why you know.
Well, okay, my experience is amongst all white people, I come off.
Oh, okay.
I think they know, they think mostly Asian. I think they might know that I'm mixed, but it's right. But then amongst Asians, I do consider more white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or they'll be able to identify it more easily.
Yeah. Is your hair curly or straight?
I've straightened it. Neither my mom nor my dad has curly hair, so I was never going to end up with it.
I see.
My dad is straight too.
Yeah, well, same here. My hair is naturally straight.
What's coming from different backgrounds challenging growing up?
Right, exactly.
Well, yes and no. I guess I can say yeah, mostly because I grew up in Alabama. It's very diverse. If people didn't point it out, it wouldn't really be as big of an issue. Since there's not many Asians where I'm from, always constantly people feeling the need to point that out. Like, oh, there's that Chinese kid, or there's that Japanese kid, and I'm not either one. The fact that they constantly point it out made me question, well, what the heck am I? You know? Just going through that identity thing when you're younger. That was an issue, but other than that, like I said, if it wasn't pointed out, probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
For some reason, I don't feel like I dealt with it at all up until middle school, or maybe I just didn't notice. I knew that I was Chinese, but I also somehow didn't think much of the fact that I was also Chinese and white, or I didn't think that was unusual in any way. And I think middle schoolers and high schoolers will point it out.
Yeah.
But I also noticed my parents have different styles of parenting. My mom is more and sometimes there's a clash with that, where my mom's a little more strict, and then my dad is more lax with some things. I don't know.
Mine was the same way, yes.
It's hard to tell, but there's definitely culture affects family in ways that I think a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah.
But I don't know, even so, I was pretty Americanized. I think most of my Chinese culture came from the food that I ate, because I still ate a lot of like Asian food, but I don't speak any Chinese.
I don't speak any Korean.
Ni hao.
This is my friend Erica.
Do you speak Chinese? She probably speaks more Chinese than I do.
Which backgrounds do you embrace the most?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have like super strong ties to my Asian culture other than the food. But at the same time, I said my dad, he's Danish, Austrian, Norwegian, but he grew up in Iowa, and I don't think he practiced any specifically Danish, Austrian, Norwegian things. So it's not like I'm connected to that either. I'm pretty much Americanized.
What about your Chinese background? Do you embrace that?
I do, but like I don't know much about it. I'm 5th generation Chinese, and I don't know how many generations my dad is. So I'm pretty far down the line resident of America.
I guess what I meant was like maybe not so much the culture, but like maybe just being like the ethnicity itself, like being Asian. I don't know if that's what this question is really getting at, but like I feel like I feel like I embrace more of like being Asian than I do.
Oh.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I talk about this in another video.
Okay.
But I feel like we should all be comfortable saying that we, like as mixed people,
yes.
we should be comfortable saying, yes, I am Asian. And you could be just like 100% Asian.
Yes.
Yes, I'm white. I can be considered white. But I could also be considered Asian and white.
It's true.
You should be able to say you're all of them.
And I totally agree with that, yes. But I think
what I did, if I'm being honest, it's easier for me to just say I'm Asian because
that's usually what I do.
I'm surrounded by my white people, and so they're the ones who are like, yes, I'm Asian.
I was gonna say, growing up in Alabama, constantly being pointed out as Asian, I feel like, well, okay, that's what I'm gonna embrace because that's what everyone is looking at me as. So
when I was in Taiwan and surrounded by predominantly Asian people, I feel like my mixed heritage was more recognized there. I don't know, it was easier to say, yes, I'm mixed, instead of just saying, like, I'm Asian. But I believe that we should be able to say all things.
I agree.